What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, everyone. Um, yeah, I already know who it is. Talk Your Ish Jess, Queen of the Rico Squad, and Queen of my own channel. I have been gone for a minute, and I kind of got tired of everybody hounding me down, talking about when are you going live again? We need your lives, this, that, and the third about the celebrities and stuff like that. But here's the thing. I watch everything. I see everything. No sound? Don't tell me that. You can't hear me? How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Gemma can hear me because she told you to refresh. Thank you, my beautiful bucket of peaches. Anyways, I watch everything with the celebrity news. I watch all of it. But if it doesn't really intrigue me, if it doesn't really move me, or whatever the case is, I'm not going to go live about it. I had massive people sit there and message me, talk about, we need updates on the Diddy trial. We need you to go live and talk about this with Diddy, that with Diddy. No. I got so fed up with hearing everything about Diddy. I was Diddy'd out. I didn't want to hear nothing about Diddy. I went live one time when the trials began, and I spoke on Diddy and Cassie. I spoke my piece on me personally, what I had to say about Cassie, and stuff like that. But otherwise than that, I wasn't interested, I wasn't interested in anything else that had to do with the Diddy case. But it's not to say that I don't be watching the celebrity stuff. I do be watching the celebrity stuff, but this caught my eye. This pissed me off in so many ways, okay? And it's not just because I'm a Cardi B fan. I am a Cardi B fan. I used to be a Nicki Minaj fan until I found out some dark shit about Nicki Minaj. I've always said that Nicki Minaj, out of all the female rappers that are out there, is the least person that should come for anybody, that should criticize anybody. For the simple fact that a lot of people did not know that Nicki Minaj is married to a pedo. Nicki Minaj's brother is a pedo. She has stood by them. She has supported them. All of this. So that's what we're going to be diving into today, because Nicki Minaj has lost the respect of damn near a big percentage of her fans. And the whole Twitter war has gone too far. Between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, it's gone too far. But let me go ahead and shout everybody out real quick. Salute to my beautiful bucket of peaches, Gemma's Journey and Grace. Guys, make sure that you go and subscribe to her. She has very wonderful talks and explanations on autism and things of the sort. So guys, make sure that you go ahead and check her out. Steven Vlogs, welcome in. And of course, you guys already know, you see my retarded brother in the damn chat. Devil's Advocate, Smoked Out Society. If you guys like talking about things of the government, like the government shutdown that's going on right now, anything that has to do with the Orange Man, or gaming or anything of the sort, go ahead and make sure that you go and you check out Smoked Out Society or Devil's Advocate for his backup channel. Okay, Brian, welcome in, Brian. All right, guys, so like I was saying, I was scrolling and it kind of caught, because I was watching. By the way, prayers to anybody who might be affected by the high-rise collapse. And my favorite grandpa of YouTube, oh, Dusty Puerto Rican, how you doing, my love? Prayers to anybody that might be affected by the collapse in the Bronx. There was a high-rise that did collapse in the Bronx. They are saying that allegedly there might be a woman and children underneath all the rubble. There's no for sure evidence that there are people trapped under there. But if there is, prayers out to them, that they do find them and they come out alive. So, as I was scrolling on YouTube today, I seen that it said, I passed by the first couple of ones. I saw where it said, you know, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are going at war again, this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh, okay, they're back at it. Blah. I'm not going to pay no attention. Until I started noticing certain posts were saying that a lot of fans were done with Nicki Minaj. They were tired of her taking things too far. She definitely took it too far this time. She involved children. So that kind of intrigued me. Anything that has to do with children, you should never speak on, Nicki Minaj. So, yes, there was a collapse on Mott Haven. There was a high-rise collapse. So when I looked, it seems like Nicki Minaj has been throwing some shade over the new release of Cardi B's album, Am I the Drama? And everybody's been speculating and talking why it took her so long. First of all, Cardi B was living life. Cardi B is a mother of 3 children, soon to be 4 children. She was going through a divorce and life altogether. On top of the fact that Cardi B is a very picky person. If she is not happy, and she said it herself when she sat down and spoke with Angie Martinez, and many other interviews, she said it herself, to where if she's not 100% happy with the songs that are going to be listed on her album, she's not pushing out an album. This time, she was 100% satisfied with everything. So Nicki Minaj has literally gone in on her, talking about the album, that the album flopped, that her kitty done flopped. How you know her kitty flopped? I'm just saying, how you know her kitty flopped? Okay. She's gone on to call Culture and the youngest Culture sister roaches. Okay. And I think what really kind of pushed her fans over the, yeah, we fed up with your shit, was that she literally made a post. Okay. Let me find it for y'all, because just so y'all know, I'm not lying. Okay. I'm not lying. Here she is right here saying, Culture. Oh, let me raise the brightness down a little bit for y'all. There she is. Culture, you a roach and a monkey like your sister. Ain't nobody lying. Culture, you a roach and a monkey like your sister. She just called an innocent child that don't got nothing, 2 innocent children that don't got nothing to do with your beef with their mother, a whole roach and a monkey. That's not all. She kicked it up a notch this time. Okay? Kicked it up a notch. She then sat there to say, I'm going to kick your gums in back into formation. I'm going to kick your gums back into formation. You threatened a child. You just told a child that you were going to physically harm her. Because you're not speaking of Cardi. We all know Cardi had her teeth done. We all know Cardi's smile is good to go. So we know you're speaking on Culture. You told a child that you were going to kick her gums back into formation. You're a mother. You're a mother. And you told a child that you were going to kick her gums in. Like, what? Make sure you guys are hitting that like button on your way in. Let's get those likes matching the views. All right. Now, Cardi B did respond. Now, there's a lot of people saying, well, Cardi B is just as bad as Nicki Minaj. Incorrect. Incorrect. Do I agree where they said Cardi B didn't have to mention or stoop to her level and say anything about her child? Yes, I do agree. I do agree that don't give her the satisfaction of seeing you come out of character. Don't give her that satisfaction to where she sits there and she says, well, you just as bad as me. You talked about my son. Don't give her that satisfaction. But you did. You gave her the satisfaction. You talked about her child being slow, this, that, and the third. And it's like, y'all involving children now. As adults, keep the beef between y'all. But what I want to know is, why did you wait until Cardi B is fully pregnant, belly and all, to then start talking about how you gonna do this, you gonna... Where was your energy? Where was all that energy when Cardi B wasn't pregnant? Why did you wait now until Cardi B's pregnant to then sit there and say something? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where was all that I'm tough and I'm big and I'm bad energy when Cardi B was not pregnant? Okay? Cardi B did respond. She said, you say you're going to kick my child's gums back? Didn't you say you was in New York? This is past words now. Where the fuck you at? Because today is going to be the day I go to jail. That's what I would have responded to her as well. Because you're not about to physically threaten to do harm to my child. And I'm going to let that slide. Okay? Not going to let that slide. Here you go again. Here you go. Starting again. Nice and early. You sick, pathetic, loser, ass, demonic, insane bitch. I said it back in 2018. Now, if you guys don't remember, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj been had a feud back then. It got so ugly that it got to the point to when they showed up at the awards show, they crossed each other in the hallway, and it was fist of fury. They was throwing punches and everything. Cardi B walked out with a knot on her head the size of a damn tennis ball. Nicki Minaj's face was all scratched up and bruised and bleeding. They got their punches in. Okay? So, yeah, it's been an ongoing war, but it did settle. Cardi B then goes on to say, I said it back in 2018 and nobody believed me that you've been talking about my child since I was pregnant, which is true. Nicki Minaj did make several comments back when Cardi B was pregnant with Culture, which is why she put the pause on Nicki Minaj when they crossed paths at the award ceremony back in 2018. So, she said, you've been jealous of my child. I never mentioned or talked about your fucking kid. Alright? It's one thing to be jealous of me, but to be jealous of my kids is insane. You're jealous of my kids because they are beautiful and they're fucking smart. And that's why God punished you with having a slow ass kid. And this is where I say, this is where you were doing great. You was doing great until you said her child was slow as fuck. You went all the way down to her level. You went all the way down to her level. There was no need for you to just drop it down to her level. No need at all. Stay above where you was at. Go in on her. Everything. Tell her you want the addy. Tell her you want all of it. But you dropped down to her level. Okay? She said you hate your child because you wish you could brag on his ass and his milestones. But the only thing you can brag on is hair. Now, anybody who knows Nicki Minaj, she's constantly going live and she's talking about Papa's Bear, which is the name of Nicki Minaj's son. She's always bragging about his hair, this, that, and the third. Now, Nicki Minaj's baby father is the pedo. Cases of him being with young girls, grape, and all that. She stood by that man while he was going to court for these pedo charges. Same thing with her brother. Her brother had cases, was in prison for being a pedo with a 12-year-old girl. She not only paid for his lawyers to help get him off, she paid, when they released him, she paid for everything to have that man live a comfortable life. So your brother's a pedo, your baby daddy a pedo. Am I making sense to you, Nicki? Am I making sense to you? How dare you sit there and speak on Cardi and her children, your baby daddy a whole pedo. Your brother a whole pedo. And you supported them. You've even made statements saying that you stand by them. So what is it exactly that you have an issue with? Okay? So Cardi, before speaking of the children, did clap back and said, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, your man has to snatch pussy. Pussy tastes like honeycombs. Your bro be touching 12-year-olds. Can't, I mean, it's not a lie. It's not a lie. Before you, that was about the only time that your man could grab some was because he was taking it. And your brother was convicted of touching 12-year-old girls. So, okay. She said, bitch, you been having cum stains in your mouth since you was a minor because your daddy used to molest you. Okay, we haven't figured out the key word for that word yet. So, your daddy used to molest you. Tell the world that's why you wake up so miserable and so hurt and full of trauma trying to apply it to everybody else. Why the fuck you keep on bringing up Rock Nation? I'm not signed to them. You delusional, paranoid, coke sniffing bitch. Okay? You lying funky feet bitch. Nobody called the cops on you. Now, it's funny that she says that Cardi was the one that called the police on her. Last time I checked, Nicki was the one that made 3 phone calls on Cardi B with the police. 3. So I think your memory got messed up. I don't know what happened, but it's not clicking that you were the one that called the police on Cardi, but now you're saying that it was Cardi that called the police. You forget, we all got records of everything. Anybody that's been following this anyway. All right? She said, you talking tough now, talking about find us and drop the addy. You fake tough. Again, where was all that energy before Cardi B got pregnant? You guys ran into each other multiple times. You chose to bow your head and keep it pushing. But where was all that Barty energy then? Your math is not mathing for me. You said fuck vulture, what? She said, bitch, fuck that slow ass son that came out of your ussy. Again, she stooped to her level, referring to her child as being slow. You was wishing so much negativity on me while I was pregnant, and look at your karma. Look at what your rotten ussy produced. Now he's a whole 5-year-old tiptoeing around the house and can't even spell his own name. We doing too much at this point, Cardi. We doing too much at this point because now you got to remember, you can't talk about karma and you pregnant with a whole baby, but you're talking about a child being slow, whether he is mentally slow. I've never seen any records or confirmation if Nicki Minaj's son actually is slow or whatever the case is. But you can't sit there talking about karma and you're calling a whole child that don't got nothing to do with nothing slow. Okay? Again, Nicki Minaj ain't no fucking better because you sitting here talking about you're physically going to harm a child. You can't say that you didn't say it. It's on Twitter. And I know that millions of people have already taken screenshots just in case you try to do that post and delete shit that a lot of people tend to do. You can't do that. You can't go and post a threat to a child and then delete it and act like the world ain't seen it. Cardi B already got them screenshots. Her people's got the screenshots. And her people's got them screenshots already. So if she decides to turn around and actually press charges because you chose to sit there and threaten a child, you're going to look bad. You already look bad. Your fans have already been commenting saying that they've already deleted all your music, that, you know, they've canceled anything that has to do with you. They're looking to cancel you out, period. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that started referring to her children. And the sad part to me is, I get it. Cardi B's from the Bronx. I get it. You from the Bronx. A little disrespect is a whole lot of disrespect. Okay? Somebody comes for one of your family relatives, you go back for theirs. But y'all supposed to be women in the entertainment business that these new up and coming artists look up to. Y'all supposed to be the ones that these young girls look up to. Instead, they're gonna see y'all on the internet and y'all bashing innocent babies. Y'all bashing innocent children. So I fucks with Cardi. I like her music. Do I think she's a good actress? Nah, we gonna stick to the music, Cardi. We gonna stick to the music. She funny as shit. I think Cardi would be good in like a comedy thing. Only time I've seen Cardi B act was when she was on the Fast and the Furious for like maybe 5 minutes. And she was okay. But other than that, I think Cardi should just stick to what she does best, and that's her music. But you gave Nicki the satisfaction of stooping down to her level, and you spoke about her child just as she spoke about yours. I know it was in retaliation because she spoke on your children first. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, I think she even wished bad upon your pregnancy. So Cardi B then went on and said, Papa Bear, I'm sorry you can't speak and banging spoons because your mom couldn't put the drugs down. I'm sorry your mom's not even paying attention to you on your own birthday because she is so obsessed and a dark spirit hating ass hoe. I'm so sorry. Trying to call me out to fight because I'm pregnant. You never have that energy when you see me in person and I'm not pregnant. This is what I'm referring to. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B have bumped into each other numerous times. Asia, what's going on? Salute to you, mama. God bless you. I was about to say Asia and Cardi B don't bump into each other. Lord have mercy. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B have bumped into each other numerous times. Where was your energy for Cardi B then? Why did you wait until... Why did you wait for Cardi to come out pregnant? Why did you wait until after she dropped her album and she's getting ready to go on tour for you to start sitting there and just showing the green eye envy? Because that's all it really looks like. It looks like you're just jealous at this point. And if it would have just been another she talking shit about Cardi's album, Cardi talking shit about her music, that's fine. But you involved the children. Nicki Minaj, you did bad when you decided to start calling Culture and her sister roaches and monkeys, and you threatened to kick Culture's gums in. And I'm just as disappointed in Cardi B for sitting there and stooping down to her level. You could have kept the energy to where, nah, bitch, I'm not giving you that satisfaction. This is between you and me. And that's it. But you took it down to her level and you called her child slow. So that much, even though, like I said, I get it. A disrespect is a disrespect. You talk about my mother, I'm going to talk about your mother. You talk about my family, I'm going to talk about your family. But when it comes to children, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of the doubt to where if you sit there and you call my 1-year-old a baboon, I'm going to turn around and call your child retarded. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Because at the end of the day, somebody has to be the fucking adult in the situation. And at this point, neither one of you showed to be an adult. And I get it. Cardi B is fed up because Nicki has been throwing her shots. Nicki has been and does walk around thinking that she is untouchable. Because if you guys remember when Nicki and Megan Thee Stallion were going at it, Nicki Minaj's fans said that Nicki low-key was letting fans know to go and find out where Megan Thee Stallion's grandmother or mother was buried so that they can go and not only destroy, but to urinate on her gravesite. Now, word on the street is Megan Thee Stallion is coming out with another diss track to Nicki Minaj. And this time, Jay-Z has allowed her to use one of his tracks. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Big Pimpin'. So that way, she can go ahead and go at Nicki for him as well. Asia said, it's sad that women at their level going through this. Nicki is dead wrong for even starting it. They both messy. Exactly. Now, if it would have just been like I said, my bad, y'all. I got a little cold, so the throat is killing me. If it would have been that she would have just came at her and said, you know, you a cokehead, you know, you used the drugs. We all know Nicki did drugs. We all know that. You know, if you would have spoke about her husband being a pedo, her brother being a pedo, it would have been all good. But you took it down to her level and you called her child slow. You called her child slow. You would have had immediate more respect if you would have just said, I'm not going to do like you, and I'm not coming after your child. I'm not. This is between you and me. Okay? Now, out of the two, who did it worse? I'm going to have to say Nicki Minaj did it 1,000,000 times worse. When you sat there and you threatened to do physical harm to a child. You threatened to kick Culture's gums in. Okay? You threatened to kick Culture's gums in. Okay? Eric, salute. Now, once she saw that Nicki Minaj said that she was going to kick Culture's gums in, all bets were off. Cardi B at the moment forgot that she was even pregnant. She told her, drop the addy now and don't go tagging the feds and the police like you did 3 months ago, you pussy ass bitch. Okay? Again, for those of you who don't believe it, there's Nicki Minaj right there. Back up a little bit. There's Nicki Minaj right there. Culture, you a roach and a monkey like your sister. Okay? And if you don't believe about the teeth being kicked in, I'ma kick your gums back into formation. Okay? Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, but she could have been talking about Cardi, this, that, and the third. No, ma'am. Anybody who's been following Cardi B since she started on Love and Hip Hop knows Cardi B had her teeth fixed. Okay? Cardi B's teeth, smile, everything, it's all brand new. It's been brand new for years. Perfectly aligned, everything. Culture, however, does have an issue to where her gums do pop out more than her teeth. And Culture is a beautiful, all her children are beautiful. But Culture does have an issue with her gums, which is why she made the statement, I'm going to kick your gums back into formation. Okay? Now, here, Nicki admits, also, I know y'all don't like taking my advice until it's too late, but don't listen to that music. It has been dipped in evil spirits, and their sole purpose is to unleash the spirit of drama into your lives. We rebuke you back to the pits of hell. It shall not stand. Deleted. How you talking about? Because her album is called Am I the Drama? That the whole album was dipped in evil spirits, and you came online calling a child, an innocent child of God, a roach, a monkey, and that you were going to cause physical harm to her. And you insulted her sister. Ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? Because you started the whole entire thing of attacking Cardi B on Twitter. So, how? Explain to me how. My bad, y'all. How can you sit there and say, seriously, copy that, Asia? It's not adding up for me, okay? Now, Nicki then went on, after she said that, she went on to say, album flop, pussy flop, never won a fight. outrank in your own gang. Shut the fuck up. Come and fight. Sympathy baby couldn't pull 228K. Abort, abort, abort mission. Okay? We do something in New York, heavy on it. Culture vulture, you ugly too. Again, talking about culture. I'm not understanding none of it. At this point, it looks like you're jealous. Okay? Last time I checked, Am I the Drama album with Cardi B is doing perfectly fine. It's doing what it was supposed to do. Fair warning though. There is a video, an official video to one of the songs, to one of the tracks on her album. It's called Safe. Fair warning when you watch the video. Okay? I'm not going to give it away. None of that stuff. Fair warning towards the end. Okay? It left me kind of like, damn, Cardi, why we had to take it there? Why we do it like that, Cardi? But if you pay attention to the song and you're one of those people that knows how to read in between the lines, then you get the purpose of the video. Now, it's a little much for me, but you get the purpose of the video. All right? Now, she went on to then say, culture a vulture and her mama a crow. So stupid to not see once Wendy's ate that crow. What happened? They played you to do that hex to you. You flop ass heavy tongue hoe. Hi. So again, Am I the Drama album doing what it's supposed to do? It's up there. It's getting the numbers. Okay? It's getting the likes. It's getting the views. It's getting the bank. Nicki Minaj down here with the hating ass shit. Okay? You a whole female. You ran from Megan Thee Stallion. You ran from Cardi. You got your face kicked in with Cardi. You called the cops on Cardi. 3 months ago when y'all ran into each other and you started popping off at the mouth and she went at you, you called the cops again and the feds to have Cardi investigated. Okay? You tried to get CPS on Cardi. Couldn't even happen. But the whole time you're married to a whole pedo. Your brother, a whole pedo. How you gonna talk about anybody, period? We watched you as you sat there. You stood right next to your brother. And you said, I stand by my brother. And I believe in my brother. And I believe in his innocence. You dumbass fucking Barbie bitch. They had all the evidence that he touched 12-year-old girls. And you supported your brother. You knew. And you went to court with your baby daddy. And you sat there and said, I stand by my man. I support my man. Your man was stealing the coochie. Your man wasn't even fine enough to just have the coochie fall in his lap. He was taken by force, the coochie. From both women and young girls. So you should never fix your face to say nothing about nobody. At all. Do I think that your music is great? I think your music is okay. A lot of your tracks, they annoying as fuck. Me, honestly, I'm not a big Nicki fan. I used to be. But then when her music started kind of sounding the same, I felt like I was listening to a fucking younger version of Ice Spice. Because I can't stand Ice Spice for shit. So, now after hearing everything, that and everybody seeing everything that you've said to Cardi, now Megan Thee Stallion wants to come for you again. She's coming with a diss track. She's got Jay-Z's permission to use Big Pimpin' for the diss track because allegedly y'all got beef as well. And he's not gonna come out with no track to come at no fucking female, a pedo loving female like you. he's gonna let another female come for you. So again, it's sad to see that, unfortunately, this is what hip hop has become. This is what the music industry has become. We got fucking people going to jail for throwing baby oil parties and taking booty holes from people and stuff like that. You got women going at it with women, talking about children. It's like, at this point, I don't even want to have nothing to do with the music industry. I don't even like. I'll just keep listening to the old shit from when we was growing up. Because at this point, like, y'all doing too much. And again, I have nothing but love and respect for Cardi. I love the fact that when Cardi gave birth to her children, Cardi B does constantly take them back to the Bronx. She shows them where she came up from. She shows them how one minute you could have all the success and fame, and the next minute you can lose it. She goes, my kids are not going to be raised on shrimp and lobster only. They're going to know what a fucking Happy Meal is. They're going to learn what a fucking Kennedy Fried Chicken meal is. They're going to learn all that shit. Because she wants her children to know that you're not going to always have what you got. And you're not going to always have mommy and daddy to lean on. You have to work hard for what you have. And yes, if you would have just kept it to where when she told your child she was going to kick her gums in, if you would have kept the beef between y'all, cool. But you gave her the satisfaction. And you stooped to her level. And you talked about her child. So, in all reality, if you ask me, I think y'all both went out bad. But Nicki Minaj, you topped the cake. You went out looking like a whole fucking bozo. A whole fucking dumb bionic bitch. You threatened a child with physical harm. And you showed that you were racist towards your own fucking kind. You called her a roach and a monkey. So, at that point, what's going on, G? At that point, you lost massive respect from a lot of your fans. There's a lot of your fans that are trying to get you canceled out now. There's a lot of people that are saying, you know, they root for Cardi B, an eye for an eye. And again, I am one for a little bit of disrespect. There's a lot of disrespect. You come for mine, I come for yours. But you gave her what she was looking for. She was looking for that satisfaction, for you to come down to her level and talk about her child just as well as she spoke about yours. You could have just kept the war between you and her. You would have came out winning on top instead of looking like a damn bozo just like her. All right? Moving on with the last bit of news before I go ahead and end things is, you guys already know, Bad Bunny has become the biggest freaking hit that there is right now. He had his farewell, and I'm going to explain why was it a farewell show in Puerto Rico. A lot of people were saying, oh, he's moving out of Puerto Rico, he's leaving Puerto Rico. No, he is not leaving Puerto Rico, but Bad Bunny is going on tour. Now, because of the fact that he made a statement to where he is not 100% sure if he will be doing any concerts in the U.S. because of Trump and the ICE agents, he is fearful, not for himself, but for his fans. He is scared for his fans. Okay? So he's still, it's like 50-50 whether there are going to be Bad Bunny concerts in the U.S. or if people are going to have to fly to somewhere else to go and see him. But you guys already know Super Bowl 2026 is around the corner, as we say, because time is flying. We got MAGA people upset because Bad Bunny was chosen to be a headlining performer at Super Bowl 2026. Now, this is what it says. Far-right commentators are lashing out online over Bad Bunny headlining the 2026 Super Bowl event. Why does it matter? The Puerto Rican artist has increasingly become a political talking point after he decided to skip the continental U.S. over concerns that ICE will raid his concert and fear for his fans. I think I'll do just one date in the United States, Bad Bunny said, but me and my team are still discussing. Now, MAGA influencers and conservators of social media accounts widely denounce the NFL's decision. Tough shit. They're not going to really give a fuck what you have to say. When the NFL says, this is who we're going to go with, you got to be somebody literally fucking important that's threatening them with some big bang for them to change their mind. Okay? Now, one viral post labeled the pop star as a demonic matrix who has been granted the largest stage with the greatest audience in the middle of Christian rivalry. Now, the whole problem is because they're trying to make Bad Bunny out to be a racist now. One, we all know that Bad Bunny is bisexual. Bad Bunny came out as himself. He never shied away from it. He didn't care what anybody said. He dressed the way he wanted. He spoke how he wanted, painted his nails. He did not give a fuck if people knew that he liked both men and women. The problem that people are having is because Bad Bunny did say the following words. I'm pretty sure that a lot of the gringos that don't like me are the ones that will not be for me performing at the NFL Super Bowl. That is all he said. Because he said the word gringos, now they're having a big titty fit. You guys have called him massive names. You guys have called him the F word. You guys have called him racist as well. You guys have said that he doesn't do anything for Puerto Rico, that he's not that great of an influencer. Let me tell you something. During all of this that has been happening with MAGA, with Trump, with ICE, Bad Bunny himself has even taken upon himself to go to New York City and put the Puerto Rican flag hanging from the Statue of Liberty. Okay? Bad Bunny living in Puerto Rico alone is helping the economy in Puerto Rico. On top of the fact, all of the money that he himself, that comes out of his pocket, that he puts into the pockets of Puerto Ricans. Okay? Helping people with their homes and so much more. Okay? But of course, because it's a Latino that is now going to be as one of the headliners in Super Bowl 2026, of course, you gringos have a problem with it. Of course you do. It wasn't a problem when it was Mary J. Blige, when it was Dr. Dre, when it was Snoop Dogg. But now that it's a Latino that is going to be chosen as the headline, not only a Latino, but a bisexual Latino. I don't give a fuck who he goes home with at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck who he wakes up with in bed at the end of the fucking day. I don't give a shit. I like his music. I like what he stands for. But yet, you guys, because he was chosen as a headliner and he's Latino and he's bisexual, now you guys have a problem. And because he said the word gringos. Well, what the fuck do you guys think that you are? You're gringos. When you guys are sitting there calling us spics or saying all the other derogatory shit that you guys are saying towards Latinos, towards blacks, it's okay then. But when a Latino calls you a fucking gringo, it's a problem. So is Bad Bunny racist? No, he is not racist. He spoke his piece. He said what he had to say. He does not feel that a lot of the MAGA gringos that do not watch him, do not listen to his music, and do not support him are going to be some of the first who are against him being as one of the headliners for the NFL. And why? Because guess who's the second one? Miss Tay-Tay, Miss Taylor Swift. The Princess Gringa. So, y'all need to get it together. MAGA, y'all need to stop y'all shit. Stop calling Bad Bunny a racist. He's not a fucking racist. He stands for Latinos. He stands for our rights. He doesn't care what color your skin is, what race you are, whether you're man, woman, a fucking alien from outer space. He doesn't give a shit. He loves everybody, just like everybody should love everybody. All right? It's ridiculous that whenever a Latino comes, and it was a problem when he was at the WWE as well. Oh, what is he doing there? He's going to give the WWE a bad name, this, that, and the third. Everybody loved it. Okay? Bad Bunny recently told Logan Paul off for when he made a comment to a disabled child. That's a fact. I remember that. Bad Bunny even loves everybody. You can't speak about disabled children. You can't speak about disabled people. You can't diss no kind of race around him. You can't do none of that hateful shit around him. And you guys hate on him because he likes men and women. You're not sleeping with him. You're not paying his bills. You're not doing anything for him. But you guys are mad because he called you guys gringos. Well, sorry to say this, but you guys are fucking gringos. Okay? You guys are not complaining when you're there with ICE and you're banging down the doors of Latinos and you're calling us fucking spics. Or some ICE agents have even been seen calling Mexicans wetbacks and all that other shit. You guys are not racist then. But because he calls you guys gringos, now all of a sudden he's racist. Well, you guys can go eat a whole fucking MAGA dick. All you MAGA people can go eat a fucking MAGA dick. Because nobody gives a shit. At the end of the day, get over it. Bad Bunny will be the headliner for the Super Bowl 2026. And it is going to be an event to remember. Okay? Look out for the dates. Wherever he's going to be doing his tour. If he happens to do maybe one performance in the U.S., that's a big maybe. Again, because he is looking out for his people, for his fans. Okay? He is not trying to put anybody in jeopardy just to go see him. Okay? So whether you gringos like it or not, Bad Bunny will be the fucking leading headliner for Super Bowl 2026. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, y'all need to get it together. Keep the shit between y'all. Leave the children out of it. Nicki Minaj, you need somebody to go and kick your fucking gums back into formation with your pedo-loving, petrified ass. Because that's what you are, a pedo-loving, petrified hoe. Okay? Petrified because you chose to wait till Cardi B was big with a belly and fully pregnant before you started making threats to her and her family. And then when she confronted you about it, you called the feds on her. So you need to get it together, because if I was you, I'd figure a way how to get out of this situation because your fans are looking to cancel you. Okay? That's my time, ladies and gentlemen. I am Talk.YOUR.ISH Jess, queen of the celebrity facts. Not gossip. Gossip is bullshit. Not gossip. Facts. Everything I bring to you guys is always facts. Queen of the Rico Squad. Shout out to everybody on the Rico Squad. Shout out to each and every one of you who have joined my chat today. Gemma, Asia, Havoc, Gecko. Shout out to That Real Rican Rap, Smoked Out Society, Big Irv, Hacks, Old Dusty Puerto Rican, The Big Bro, Boston, Cuba. And I will definitely be keeping you guys on track. I will let you guys know what comes out from left field, right field. Again, remember, if it's not interesting to me, I know it's not going to be interesting to my fans. So if you guys don't see me go live again for quite a while, then you guys already know it ain't nothing juicy to bring you. And if it's not juicy, it ain't worth my time. So with that being said, you guys stay safe, stay vigilant, and stop bringing children into everything. Grow the fuck up.